I was quite surprised to read many of the novel biologics that came out of China actually originated from universities. The amount of money the government pumped in was tremendous. This is something that India must also start. Creation of a good, robust ecosystem is very, very important for a country like India. Well, I don't want to sound very critical, but India has a very complex regulatory structure.
Hello and welcome to another powerful biologic platform conversation where science, strategy and scale up converge together to build India's biopharma future. Today I have been joined by Mr. Rustom Mody, a leading figure in India's pharmaceutical R&D landscape and an advocate for quality and regulatory excellence through his work with the Parenteral Drug Association (PDA). With his rich experience at Sun Pharma, Mr. Mody brings unique insights into building innovations, pipelines, global collaborations, and driving regulatory alignment. And we will explore all of this through our beautiful conversation. So let's dive in. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Nikita. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a forum that I really wanted to come always. And it's a great kind of a well-curated platform for people like me to attend. I represent number one company in India, Sun Pharma. You must have heard about it. It's a company that believes in bringing up the best of the medications for people and has invested heavily over the years to ensure that the R&D is fully geared up to meet the demands of the future. In fact, it is one of the highest investor in R&D among the Indian companies. When we say innovation, we strongly believe that that is the one area that is absolutely necessary to stay on top. Innovation in biologics, yes, the company has taken a huge jump, I would say, not maturing through biosimilars, but directly getting into biologics. And that is novel biologics. And the company has shown great promise. Their first product, which they brought to the market, tilrakizumab, it's a monoclonal antibody marketed in the name of Illumina, is doing wonderfully in 40 different countries, including US, Europe, and all regulated markets. There is another product, cosebelimab, marketed as Unloxit, and that's also is going to be a blockbuster, we believe, in the days to come. And this is something that indicates that the company views biologics as a very strong platform.
Yes, that's great that Sun Pharma is leading such big, important thing that we require in India and Indian biologics to build the future.
Yes.
When we talk about Sun Pharma, we know that consistently Sun Pharma has been building the forefront of pharmaceutical R&D in India. So, how do you see biologics evolving within Sun's innovation portfolio over the next 5 to 10 years?
I'm sure with the success of the very first biologic, the company has really gained a lot of momentum. It now believes very strongly that this is one area to be in. Okay? And that is more biologics to get into the pipeline. We are definitely gearing into that direction, and probably more products are likely to come in the very near future. We also are building a good portfolio of biosimilars, and biosimilars is something that most of the Indian pharma companies are getting into. Our choice of selection of the molecules is very I would say very critical. We have a huge team, a multidisciplinary team, making sure that we bring in the right molecule in the pipeline. And this team narrows down the choice from over hundreds of novel biologics to maybe tens of them, and then from tens to one of them to get into the business. So this is how we structured it, and it's a beautiful way of identifying the right molecule and the right opportunities to go after.
And it takes a journey to starting from somewhere, then coming to this point. And when
Absolutely.
we speak about journey, so can you share a story or kind of a lesson from your own R&D leadership journey that you had that reflects how Indian pharma is shifting towards more science driven innovation in biologics or complex generics?
I think most companies have evolved through a biosimilar transition. The first that most companies would like to get into is biosimilars. And once they build a reasonable good portfolio of biosimilars, they acquire the know-how, the talent is already built in, and then that talent is utilized for looking into a novel biologic platforms too. Sun has been a little exception. Without a single biosimilar on the market, they ventured into novel biologics and they have been fairly successful. So this is something which talks about how good the Sun Pharma's approach has been.
And as an active contributor to PDA India, you have worked to raise the bar for quality and compliance. So, what are the top 2 to 3 global best practices that Indian companies must adopt to stay ahead in the biologics manufacturing?
Good question. Actually, I have been the president of the PDA Association. Basically, PDA is a American body, and I look after the Indian chapter of PDA. So, in my 2 years of tenure as a president, I had the opportunity to bring in a lot of FDA speakers, and we had conducted as many as 4 big events where the FDA, as many as 20 FDA people had come to give us an understanding of what in their opinion the Indian companies needs to do in different areas, GMP areas and so on. So these meetings have been very helpful for Indian companies. It has helped them, help the people in India, the people on the operations and all that, to ask relevant questions to the FDA and get a proper feedback from that. This has been a vital bridge to set good quality standards for Indian pharma. And going forward, I believe PDA Association PDA has to now think about bringing in FDA people, especially people from CBER, to speak on what their expectations are on biosimilars and even novel biologics. What constitutes a quality? What do they understand by CSE waiver and so on? And what are the critical criteria to qualify for a CSE waiver? Things like that will be a really great boon for the Indian biopharma companies.
And when we talk about regulatory bodies, which also plays a very key role in biosimilars and biologics.
Sure.
So, where do you see the biggest regulatory challenges for India's biologics and biosimilars lies in the industry?
Well, I don't want to sound very critical, but India has a very complex regulatory structure. This structure is one of the reasons why there has been a delay in bringing biosimilars to the market and even novel biologics to the market. But I also look at it from a very positive side. If you look at a few years back during the time of COVID, India came up with a dozen novel COVID vaccines, probably the highest in the world, and they did it in a record time. If we could bring novel vaccines to the market in such a short time, I'm pretty sure the same kind of enthusiasm can be carried into for biologics and biosimilars. Right now, the complexity is causing a lot of delays, and this is somewhat something that needs to be looked into. I believe speeding up a regulatory process can bring terrific dividends for the country, and I'm pretty sure the regulators will be certainly looking into this direction.
So, then how do you think organizations like PDA can help to bridge this gap?
PDA doesn't look into biosimilar regulations. It just advises companies on what are the good areas to look into for quality products. But regulators are the key people who ensure the quality of biosimilars or biologics coming to the market. However, the way it has been structured, either they are short of adequate staffing or whatever the reasons are, there has been a substantial delay at times. Regulated markets often have a very tight timelines for ensuring that the drugs go through the regulatory process. And this tight timelines, even Indian regulators need to observe. I believe they would be looking into this direction soon. The reason is this is going to really put the country to a very different level once the products get approved. And this is what they can serve as the greatest kind of a payback for the country.
Yes, and it is something important that we actually need.
Absolutely.
Yes. And in your view, what are the key ingredients to make India the next global destination for biologics, R&D and manufacturing?
What tools you mean?
What tools or maybe strategies we can
Strategies.
say?
Okay. I look back to China, and if I look to China, a few years back, China was in real tight situation, especially post-COVID. Okay, the pharma market really went down. They revised their policies, they revised their thinking, and instead of going for biosimilars and things like that, they decided to enter into novel biologics. The amount of money the government pumped in was tremendous. And along with the money that has been pumped in, they ensured that the companies latch on to AI ML platforms. So artificial intelligence and machine learning has tremendously benefited China. I think the same applies for India. If India can adapt to these AI ML platforms very strongly, right from clone developments to protein engineering to protein modeling to receptor ligand interactions to even clinical outcome predictions and so on. AI ML platforms help in so much of predictions. It reduces serendipity, it reduces the unnecessary experimentation that one has to conduct, and it saves a tremendous amount of time and cost. If this can be done, India can come up to the same standards that China is right now.
Yes. And what are your thoughts on what role does the people coming from industry, academia play in this, in making India on the global, if we want to put India on the global level? What kind of role does industry and academicians play?
A good partnership between academia and industry is something that I have always looked up to. I was quite surprised to read that many of the novel biologics that came out of China actually originated from universities. This is something that India must also start to do. I think a good partnership between a good academia and an industry is something that can probably help bring more novel biologics to the country.
Like the collaboration should happen.
Collaborations should happen.
So when we talk about collaborations, what is your perspective? How important and what role does the platforms like Biologics 2026 play in making or building this kind of ecosystem where the CDMOs and industry experts and everyone can meet?
I think creation of a good, robust ecosystem is very, very important for a country like India, especially in the area of biologics. The reason is biologics require a multidisciplinary approach, and unless all the different faculties come together, it's not possible for any single company to go after. So one, academia has to come in, industry stalwarts has to pitch in, identifying good prospective clinic candidates, drug candidates has to be there. ensuring that there is a lot of innovation drive
Yes.
bolstered within every company. If there is this innovation drive, I think anything is possible. And I
Definitely.
believe India is in the forefront of it. In the times to come, this is really going to happen. And forums like the one I'm right now present is the real tool to make this happen. I believe you have been handling this kind of forums for the last 5 years. I really wish that these forums will continue forward, and it's bringing a lot of people together from the same field, and it's a great win-win situation for everyone
Yes.
coming for this conference.
I can totally agree to the point that it's a win-win situation for everyone coming
Yes.
over here,
Yes.
connecting with people over
Yes.
here. And what is one thing that excites most about, like, what excites you most about the future of India in the biopharmaceutical journey?
I would say AI/ML.
Yeah.
I myself is a strong proponent of that because I have used it myself, and the gains I have got from application of AI/ML is tremendous. You can apply to every field, as I mentioned earlier.
Yes.
Also, you can apply to operations, manufacturing, target identification, finding the right kind of a molecule to block the target, or serve as an agonist, antagonist, and so on.
Yes.
I mean, AI ML application you will find everywhere, and people who have used it have gained tremendously. And India happens to be a IT hub, so it is very easy for Indian people to get into uh, development of AI platforms. And if more AI platforms can be created, more discoveries in the drug domain can be made. So I definitely believe every scientist must get into AI/ML.
Yes. And what kind of, in general, advice you have for the next upcoming generation of young leaders, young innovators, and the R&D innovators?
I would say, and this is a very generic statement, whatever you want to do it with utmost passion. Go after it with full throttle, and I'm pretty sure the rewards will be coming. Apply your mind, and I think the fruits of the hard work will always be there.
Definitely. Can totally agree to that point. Thank you so much, sir.
You're
And
very
before we
welcome.
wrap up this, before we conclude, I have three quick questions for you, kind of like a rapid fire, where I want you to give me your instinctive answers.
Okay?
So you just have to answer the question that I'll ask you. One technology you believe will transform the biologics in India.
Yeah, yeah, man.
Great. One challenge we must solve in the next 2 years.
I would say only one thing.
You can say two if you
All
want.
right. I would say simplifying regulatory process and accelerating it. It's
Okay.
very essential that we accelerate a regulatory process. If we can do that, it will benefit many companies, and more so, it will benefit the users of this drug, the patients. Okay, the more the drugs come in, the prices are likely to fall, and people are going to benefit at the end. The second area where India can do better in biologics, especially novel biologics, is to garner or provide a lot of government funding to those companies venturing into novel biologics. The reason being that novel biologics is a very risky area. Risky in the sense that out of 100 molecules that get conceptualized, only maybe 2 or 3 reach the marketplace. So you
Yes.
can imagine the bets are pretty much in the odds. And the only reason why many companies refrain from getting into novel biologic developments is this particular risk. This risk can be only lowered through government support. And I believe there are some platforms or schemes that are already there. BIG and BIREC and BioE3s and other schemes are already there, which are pumping large amounts of money to develop novel biologics. But I still feel much can be more done in this area.
Definitely. last but not the least, sir, one word to describe the future of Indian biopharma.
Challenging.
Wonderful. And that's it. We wrap up our conversation over here. I hope you enjoyed the whole conversation.
Absolutely. It's a pleasure to be here.
And it was our pleasure to hear the words and all the advice that you gave. You explained it very beautifully, how the challenges are there, how these problems are something that we need to work on now. But still, India can be where it has to be if everything and everyone works together in
Perfect.
this.
Yes,
Thank you so much, sir.
absolutely. Thank you so much.